program and group that we really, really respect. And you could tell our guys, their antennas were up to rise to the challenge on a night when we made shots. We're pretty tough to beat if we can be that disciplined and shoot well from the three. So I'll begin with questions.
This afternoon, I mean, could you feel yourselves sort of overwhelming them in that way?
I mean, it's a lot of it is just our effort going. And number one, we're taking better shots. We're getting better movement. Our spacing's improving. I've been frustrated at times this year with our spacing and our ball movement. And it seems like now we're settling in to what we're looking for, and the guys are finding another level of connection playing with each other. And then when you do that, you're in the flow, you're cutting, you're in motion, so you're able to rebound the ball. And when you have the size, strength, and athleticism that we have, if those things are happening and taking place, you're gonna be in position a lot. And yeah, just it's a testament to them. We look like we're getting in better shape. We look healthy. We look bouncy, and most importantly, our determination has been really, really great lately on the offensive glass. And for us to max out as a group, we need to be an elite offensive rebounding team.
I know that's maybe a 2-hour conversation, but over the last couple seasons, what did you pinpoint?
Well, you know, my transition was really unique, that we went from a low major at FAU to a high major at FAU in a matter of a calendar year. And so I was living the metamorphosis. Typically when you get a job like Michigan, you haven't had the stress and the problems, issues that we had at FAU. We were on the other side of all the other things. And so I was able to really spend a year without the spotlight, thinking about things and processing. And then when we got the job, we said, we're going to recruit this and this. And once we get that, we can spread out, but we're going to get this. And then the way we played last year, we fell in love with a certain style of play and an identity, and felt like we could be really big and fast. And so, you know, there wasn't this master plan. We brought in good dudes who worked and wanted to build something together. And then because of the team last year, and we had a good group and the way they played, and I do think our staff does a great job at development. Even when it's not going well for our guys individually, we're pouring into them every single day. Our temperature never changes. And so we do feel like we have an attractive product right now. We have the brand of Michigan. We have an unselfish group, and the leadership in our locker room and the giving that goes on is second to none. And so, you know, I don't want to make a long story short, but we were able to get some really good people in, including the staff and foundational players, and then it just grew from there. Schematically, the beautiful thing about what we do is we don't change a lot game to game. There's usually a couple things, and because of, I guess, our random offense and random defense, it's playmaking on both sides of the ball, and it's decision making on both sides of the ball. Because of that, we don't have to spend a lot of time scouting and preparing for schemes. But we do have to spend time scouting and preparing for contingencies and things that will hurt what we do. And so we'll spend majority of our time with, okay, this is going to be a disadvantage, and now here's how we're going to have to fix that disadvantage. And then the rest of it is just guys out there playing off of each other, and obviously the more reps they get together, the better they are. But does that answer the question?
Was there any, like, when you prepared for Ohio State, like when you watched them on film or just in general scouting, did they look different? Was there anything different that you thought you could exploit that you weren't able to the first time?
We did a nice job on Mobley tonight. We didn't in game one. We thought Tilly would shoot some threes. Other than that, I think, you know, every game there's matchups. Like Wisconsin wasn't a good matchup for us in that game, and they might not be again if we see them in the Big Ten tournament. I don't think we're a good matchup for Ohio State. They have these guys that they're I mean, Thornton's a running back, and Royal and Mobley's causes, you know, so much stress on your defense. And so not many teams have a 6'9", 2-3 like Yaks. I know he played 5 in American Conference and Conference USA, but he's a wing. Not many people have a 6'9", whatever he weighs, wing that can hold ground and make plays. So I do think that's a big part of our success against Ohio State. Is simply it's a good matchup for us because of the way we're built, and that's not always the case.
Obviously you win the game, but just what do you make of this rivalry going forward, and the hope that you could do this more often?
Well, number one, I grew up in the heyday of Ohio State basketball. I mean, I remember Dennis Hobson, Jay Burson, and those guys, and then obviously the Jimmy Jackson group, and all that. So I have a lot of respect for this university, this program, and obviously with the football component being the, I don't know how many millions of people watched that game, and then you factor in how much it's just a healthy rivalry, and you're not supposed to like your rival. We like those guys as people, but it's a fun game. Whether we lost by 1 tonight, this is a healthy game, especially now when the leagues are so big. There's not much regional rivals. I love the fact of playing the traditional Big Ten teams as many times as we can, just because it's better for our fans. There is still a little bit of nostalgia. I'm not a nostalgic guy, but there is still a little bit of nostalgia to playing Ohio State twice and Michigan State twice, and whoever's the closest in proximity that we played for the most amount of years, I'm all for that. And obviously too, like it's CBS, the networks want to pick this game up because it's important, it's well watched, and so that's part of our job as well.